Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of Great Books in 10 Minutes. In this video, I will be analyzing Carlo Collodi's The Adventures of Pinocchio. If you would like to watch my complete summary of The Adventures of Pinocchio, you can find it on the channel or from the links in the description box and the pinned comment. You can also get the literary companion for this book and all other titles featured on this channel by exploring the links in the pinned comments. Each literary companion offers an in-depth plot chart, a written summary, and a thoughtful analysis. The Adventures of Pinocchio is a timeless classic that explores the human condition in profound ways. Carlo Collodi's story emphasizes the importance of self-awareness, self-discipline, and personal responsibility in our journey through life. At the heart of the book is the transformation of Pinocchio from a wooden puppet into a real boy, both physically and morally. Along the way, he learns valuable lessons about honesty, hard work, and the consequences of his actions, reflecting the journey of every individual striving to become a better version of themselves. Pinocchio's journey begins with a tendency towards lying and avoiding responsibility, driven by his desire for immediate gratification. However, as he matures and gains more experience, guided by his conscience, he learns the foundation of personal growth is honesty. He realizes that lying only makes his situation worse, and that telling the truth is the first step toward positive change. Throughout the story, Pinocchio faces the consequences of his dishonesty and laziness, learning that hard work is essential for achieving his goals. He understands that true success comes from dedication and a willingness to overcome obstacles. However, Pinocchio's laziness and dishonesty not only impact him, but also others in the story. His refusal to attend school, inclination toward idle activities, running away from home, and selling his school book led him to fall prey to devious and deceptive characters like the fox and the cat, and caused his poor father to both get arrested and then trapped in the belly of a giant fish. We can argue that Pinocchio's journey is about the importance of personal responsibility. Throughout the story, he is faced with choices and decisions that determine his fate. He learns that he is responsible for the consequences of his actions and that he cannot blame others for his mistakes. Through his experiences, he comes to realize that he has the power to shape his own destiny and that his choices determine the kind of person he becomes. In The Adventures of Pinocchio, Collodi underscores the significance of a moral compass and the ability to discern right from wrong. The story illustrates how, without these qualities, a person can become a soulless creature, vulnerable to manipulation and capable of causing harm to oneself and others. Pinocchio's transformation hinges on his discovery of that moral compass, and the story signifies the importance of this trait in becoming a worthy individual. At the outset, Pinocchio lacks a moral compass and is driven by his desires and impulses, leading him towards destruction. However, through his interactions with the fairy and the talking cricket, he realizes the value of honesty, hard work, and responsibility. He learns to differentiate between right and wrong and sees the impact of his actions on himself and others. Pinocchio's transformation into a real boy comes to fruition when he displays moral growth and takes responsibility for his actions. He works diligently, studies earnestly, and risks his life to save his father from a giant fish, demonstrating bravery and selflessness. In essence, Pinocchio's transformation from a puppet to a real boy represents the development of his moral character, and when that transformation is complete, the puppet becomes a human being worthy of the name. The story of Pinocchio highlights the vulnerability of young people to the negative influences of society. In the story, Pinocchio is easily swayed by the temptations of the world, such as the promises of riches, fame, and pleasure. These temptations lead him down a path of lies, deceit, and recklessness. This emphasizes the need for young people to have guidance and support to help them make the right choices and avoid negative influences. Through this lens, and on the surface, the blue-haired fairy can be understood as a maternal figure who nurtures Pinocchio and guides him through his journey. She is patient, kind, and forgiving, even when Pinocchio makes mistakes. However, if we adopt a deeper approach, we can also argue that there are several compelling reasons to support the idea that the blue-haired fairy could be interpreted as Pinocchio's conscience, a symbol of hope for transformation despite having flaws. The blue-haired fairy appears to Pinocchio whenever he is desperate for guidance and helps him understand the consequences of his actions. Also, the fairy's own flaws and imperfections suggest that despite her own shortcomings, such as her tendency to disappear for long periods of time or her inability to provide concrete answers to Pinocchio's questions, she continues to inspire him to strive to be better. This emphasizes her role as a conscience figure, as she is there to remind Pinocchio of what is right and wrong, and her absence could lead to one falling astray from the path of righteousness. Collodi in the Adventures of Pinocchio argues that the desire for quick wealth is detrimental to the soul of a nation and can lead its people, especially the youth, down a path of abuse and loss. The Field of Miracles, a significant plot point in the story, represents the dangers of greed and the temptation to get rich quickly without putting in the effort. If one is gullible enough to believe get-rich-quick schemes and too lazy to work hard and make smart decisions about their time and money, there will always be abusive characters waiting to take advantage of them, just like the fox and the cat did to Pinocchio. The fox and the cat lure Pinocchio with the promise of the Field of Miracles, where he can bury his gold coins and watch them grow into a tree. Pinocchio is so excited by the promise of quick wealth that he ignores the warning signs of their deception. As a result, he loses his gold coins and faces one problem after another. In the Adventures of Pinocchio, Toyland represents a world of excess and indulgence, which Collodi believes would lead to moral decay and the loss of one's humanity. The land of Toy is a place where children are free to do whatever they want without any rules or restrictions. In this world, pleasure and instant gratification are the only thing that matter, and there are no consequences for one's actions. However, Pinocchio's experience in Toyland ultimately leads to his transformation into a donkey, a symbol of foolishness and stubbornness. Ultimately, Pinocchio has a choice: to face the consequences of his actions and make up for his mistakes, or to continue down the path of self-destruction and foolishness. Throughout the story, it becomes clear that Pinocchio's biggest regret is losing his father Geppetto. To complete his arc and prove that he has changed, Pinocchio must go into the sea and find his father. In this way, the great fish serves as a symbol of redemption and rebirth for Pinocchio. The fish represents the depths of the sea, in literature often associated with the unknown and the subconscious. By journeying into the sea to find Geppetto and taking responsibility for his actions, Pinocchio undergoes a transformation that leads to his rebirth. As Pinocchio ventures into the sea to search for Geppetto, he's swallowed by the great fish. This represents a descent into the depths of his own psyche, where he confronts his fears, doubts, and weaknesses. The experience of being swallowed by the great fish can be seen as a metaphor for Pinocchio's redemption and rebirth. By facing his fears and taking responsibility for his actions, he transforms into a more mature and responsible individual. After reuniting with his father and rescuing him from the fish's belly, Pinocchio has learned from his mistake and is less susceptible to the tricks and false promises of characters like the fox and the cat. The voyage into the ocean depths, coupled with his trials within the belly of the colossal fish, acts as a testament to the significance of individual maturation and accountability in one's journey through life. Very well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me in this literary journey. I hope you found my analysis both enjoyable and thought-provoking. I strive to offer a unique, out-of-the-box perspective on the subjects I explore, acknowledging that they may differ from mainstream interpretations. Remember, you don't have to accept everything I have shared. These are simply my personal thoughts, shaped by years of learning and passion for literature. If you would like to support the channel, consider becoming a member, liking, sharing, and subscribing. Your engagement helps keep this literary conversation alive. Until next time, keep reading and exploring the world of words.